Hello, welcome to Minerva Studio. Today we're going to create these really cute mushroom house ornaments. Your kit has enough wool to create one large one or two small ones, and you'll see the pictures popping up on your screen right now. So that's what we'll create together. Let's look at our kit. Okay, I'm gonna lift it up so you can see. This is our kit. Here's some information and some pictures of the mushroom homes. We have a little envelope that includes accessories for the mushroom homes, as well as a QR code for this video. Then we have all the wool we need for this project, the stem, the top of the mushroom, and all the little decorations. And the kit also includes this sponge mat. This is what we'll use to felt on. And if you look carefully, you also have two needles, one with dark purple and the other with light purple. The light purple is a finer needle and the dark purple is a coarser needle. We will use that first. All right, so let's start felting. As I said, you have enough wool to create one large mushroom or two small ones. So what I'm gonna do in this video is to create a small one. So all you need to do is divide all your wool into two. I already have done that ahead of time. So here we go. I have half of the white, the green, the brown for the door, the green I'm using for the vines. I have the pink for decorative flowers, and then the red one for the top. Okay, first we're going to start with the stem of the mushroom. I'm just going to separate a little bit of the white wool, just a little bit, to create the spots on the mushroom cap. I think that's sufficient. It's not a huge mushroom. And now I'm going to roll this white wool really tightly, as tight as I can. You don't want to leave a lot of air pockets because it just makes the felting process a lot harder and longer. Once I have a nice cylinder shape that's very tight, I'm going to start with my coarse needle. Remember, it's the one that's painted with darker purple in your kit. And then start poking the wool up and down from every direction. We're going to do this for a while. Don't forget to also felt the bottom of the mushroom so it's nice and round. However, the top of the mushroom needs to be left loose because once we make the cap, we need to attach the cap to the mushroom, and we need it to be loose so the fibers cling to one another. You can pause and keep felting until you have a nice firm stem. Check the firmness of your stem. Roll it between your hands. It will help remove some of the frizz and will just give it a nice shape. You don't want it to be rock solid. You also don't want it to be too soft. If you make it too solid, you won't be able to attach the decorations because we're going to add a door, we're going to add some vines around it and some flowers. And if the wool is very firm, the additional colors will not cling to it. I'm happy with my stem, and now I'm going to move on to adding the door. So I'm just going to take even less than half, about half of the brown that I've already separated into two. I'm going to try to give it a nice kind of rectangular-ish shape. I'm aiming for a door here. And you know, there are a lot of loose fibers, so it's not going to be perfect from the get-go. Just shape it. Now place it on the side of your mushroom. Doesn't have to go all the way up, maybe halfway up the stem, like so. And then you're going to start attaching it. For most of the people watching this video, you probably or might have attended a workshop and have done this with me. So this is just a refresher for you. So now I'm just shaping the side of the door, kind of tucking the loose fibers in, as you can see here, just to give it that rectangular shape. I do like my door to be a bit rounded at the top, just a personal preference. You know, it's not a must. It's your door, it's your mushroom home. Just design it as you wish. All right, now I'm going to put this aside and create the cap of the mushroom. In order to do the cap of the mushroom, let's take our red wool and kind of split it into pieces a little bit so it's easier to work with. Doesn't matter how many, literally, it just doesn't matter. It's just to make it easier. And you might find vegetable matter in your wool. There's one right here. It's all natural. These come from sheep. So just take it out and put it aside. And then you might even smell the farm. That's because that's where the sheep are. So what I'm gonna do here is just build the cap slowly. I can put all of these together and just roll it and build the cap like that, and that's perfectly fine. However, I do prefer to maybe do it like in 2 phases, just to make the connections between the pieces smoother. So I'm kind of pulling the fiber apart, as you can see, just to make it a bit more fluffy and uniform. And now I'm going to fold the edges like that into the shape of a mushroom cap. And then I'm gonna start felting this, and then later I'm gonna add the remaining red wool on top of that to just slowly build it for the smoothness. So all I'm gonna do is literally poke the wool with the needle from all sides to firm it up. We'll meet in a few minutes to add the rest of the red wool. Okay, now we're going to take the rest of the wool and add it on here. Now I'm just gonna slowly build the cap, layering it. You really don't have to do this. I just think it looks much better when the seams are not very visible. The seams where the different wool pieces overlap. And here's my last piece. And now I'm going back to my needle and start felting. This is just making my cap larger. Once you feel like it's somewhat firmly attached on your cap, these new wool pieces are firmly attached on your cap, you can even take your second needle and hold the two together. Be careful not to poke yourself, and just felt together just to accelerate the felting process. 2 needles are faster than 1. So now I'm just going to felt this until it's firm, and once in a while lift it from the mat so the edges are smooth. You can flip it over to attach the bottom. Flip it back and over as you feel needed until you have a nice mushroom shape that's to your liking. Okay, here's my cap. And it goes on like this. And this next part, where we attach the white spots, just requires a little patience. You just take little pieces, as small or as big as you want your spots to be. Roll it between your fingers. Just little pieces of the white wool. Make a little bowl. Put it on your mushroom cap. Take either one of the needles and just push it in. I suggest pushing it in first from the sides of the circle, of the white wool that you're attaching, it just attaches better, and then kind of working the center. And there is no rules here, any design rules. If you look at these mushrooms in nature, you will see that the spots are like everywhere, some big, some small. I'm almost done with my spots, but I do like having spots along the edges of the mushroom, because when you're hanging it, and it just, I like how it looks from the side to have the spots coming all the way down. So I'm going to add a few more along the sides. Okay, I think our cap is done. Here we go. Now, before we attach the cap, we can totally attach it now and do the vines later. However, it's just easier to add the vines before we attach the cap. So I'm going to do that because of the, it just gets uncomfortable sometimes, especially with larger objects. This is still too small enough to manage, but that's what I'm going to do. So first thing I'm going to put on my mushroom stem is a vine around the door. Now I've done this many different colors. Right now I'm just going to do it with the green. So you're welcome to use either your pink or your red, whatever you have left for this. I just am going to use the green one. So I'm splitting a piece of the green like this, and I need enough wool to surround the whole door frame. Basically, I'm creating a frame, door frame out of the vine. So now that we have this loose wool, we are going to kind of roll it between our fingers to create like a rope that's not fuzzy anymore. We're just taking the fuzz away. And we're also going to fold it in two in a second. So I'm pulling it to make it a little longer. I might even take a little bit of the green and extend my rope. So all I'm just doing is taking another sliver, kind of rolling it, attaching it to the other piece, just in case my vine is not long enough. So here, all you do is you put them one on top of the other, kind of overlap them at the end, and roll it between your fingers, and there you go. It's just one rope now. And then I'm going to start turning this between my fingers in opposite directions. Basically, I'm creating this coil. Turning it, one hand is spinning clockwise, the other counterclockwise. I'm just spinning this to create a coil, and I'm going to fold it into two, and you'll see in a sec how it rolls on itself. So keep rolling. Keep rolling, and then kind of you can use your mouth, you can use the needle. I'm doing this on a video, so I'm not going to use my mouth. And look how it kind of rolled onto itself. And then you can roll the ends. Now we have this beautiful rope. You can see it. Now let's attach this vine to the door. Just put it. All you will do here is just, no need to complicate it. It's not that difficult. Imagine the vine is surrounding the door just like that. So we're going to start attaching it from one side and go all around with our needle. Here we go. Here's my fine needle. Either would work depending on how firm your stem is. I like to use the less coarse, the finer needle, the one that's marked the light, kind of lilac. And just push it in to frame your door. Then go up and around. And if your needle, let's say you drop the needle, you bend it, you break the tip, just use your other one. It will be fine. Now I just need, I was gonna say I just need scissors to cut this, but I actually am not going to cut it, and I'm just going to go around a little bit more just to make the bottom even thicker, the frame just thicker. And it's totally up to you. Just don't want to look for my scissors now, but you can just snip it there, or you know, just felt it in. Our door frame is ready. Now I would like to add a little doorknob. Just, it looks cute. So again, I'm going to take my green. You can do it with any color. Just a little piece, roll it around my finger, just like we did with the mushroom, the spots on the mushroom. And then just push it in the door. Okay. Now I would like to do the vines. Again, I'm going to take the green. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the door frame, just smaller pieces. So again, we're just rolling this wool between our fingers in opposite directions, and then we're bending it into two, and it rolls on itself, just like that. And this is my vine. And now just, you can attach it any way you want. I'm gonna just randomly attach it, and at the tip of each vine, I'm gonna put a pink flower. So here we go. And I'm gonna make a few more of these in random directions. This is a small mushroom, so there isn't a ton of space anyway. So here I just pulled a piece. This one I'm gonna do smaller, shorter. It's gonna be a shorter one. Let's see, I don't even know where I'm gonna put it yet, but we'll see. Spin it around. Let it fold. And then actually I'm going to attach this one to the back here as if they are part of the same vine. And literally there is no reason other than a personal preference. Here you go. I'm going to make one more at the back here because I want a flower at the back. And then maybe another one kind of coming up from the side here. So here are my vines, and then I'm gonna start making the flowers. I think I'll have about 4 flowers. 1, 2, 3, and the last one at the back. I don't want to leave the back kind of neglected. It's nice that it looks polished all around. The way we're going to do the flowers is we're going to take our pink wool. Again, like if you want, you can actually save some of your red wool and do the flowers with it. I just like this green pink color combination and having the roof a different color, but you know, I've done mushrooms in many different colors, so it's up to you. What we do here is similar to the vines. We just take a little piece of the pink. This is too much, like literally. It depends on how big you want your flowers to be. It's just a sliver. Like here's my needle, and here is my thread. It's about, here's my, the pink wool. It's about the same length, but I do emphasize that it's not a very precise craft because all the flowers are going to be different sizes. So thickness also matters. This one is a little thick. We'll see. This might be a flower that will be a little larger, so I might put it at the very top here, and then have thinner ones, smaller pieces for the rest of the vines. Now we're going to spin this the same way we did the vines, but instead of folding it in two, we're actually going to fold it onto itself like that. Let's spin it and let go. Spin it, spin it, spin it, and you're creating this little cluster. That's all it is. Like you spin it and let go. Here we go. You're just creating this little ball, but it's not fuzzy like the wool we put here on top because we twisted it now. And now I'm gonna take this and attach it on at the tip of the vine, like here. And And I'm going to do one more with you so you see how it's done. As you attach it, it will want to unfurl. Just grab the tip and push it back in. And for this, my experience, the coarse needle is not your friend. It's the finer one that will work. And push from the sides. Because it's coiled, it's harder to attach. Just stay with it. Push it from every side. And create like an impression of a flower. Here we go. Now I'm going to take another piece. This one is smaller actually, it's thinner. And let it roll down. Like you're just rolling it and let it fold. Roll it, let it fold. Just creating this little cluster. And I'm gonna attach this right here on this one. Okay, oops. Our stem is complete. Now we need to attach the cap to the stem. The way to do this, I prefer to put the stem upside down. I prefer to put the cap upside down on the mat and then take the stem, put it in the center, and start with my coarse needle and push the sides of the stem into the cap. All around, just go all around, push the stem from the sides first to attach it into the cap. Okay, I think my stem is nicely attached to my cap. Now the only thing left to do is to attach the string so you can hang it as an ornament. I mentioned we had accessories in our bag for the mushroom. So in our little bag here. So one thing we have is a needle. Your kit includes a wide-eyed needle. It's pretty dull, so it's safe. And it also includes a couple of strings. So I'm going to use the gold string for this one. There's also a silver option. And what I'm going to do first is kind of try to make way through the top of the cap, kind of poke the needle through like that. You need to pass it twice, right? Because you're going to attach the string. So just push it through. In case you made your mushroom cap so firm that the needle doesn't go through, there are a couple of things you can do. One is take your coarse needle, preferably because it's more durable, pass it through, and then pass it all the way. So it kind of, your needle, the end part where you're holding it is thicker than the front. So push it in, kind of create a hole, agitate the wall like that to create a hole. Another thing you can do, if you have an awl, you can use that or anything sharp to create the hole. And here we go. Now I'm just going to thread the needle. It is wide-eyed, so this passes quite easily. If I can see, yep, here we go. Hold one end of the thread while pulling the other one through the second hole. Now all you need to do is to make a knot at the top, just a simple knot. Pull it a few times so it's sturdy, doesn't come undone, and now it's ready to hang. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and hope to see you again.